how to write covalent names. All right, so we're going to start with the formula here, and I'm going to show you how to write the name, okay? Now, one thing to notice about the covalent formulas is we don't reduce them down. So had this been an ionic formula, you would need to reduce this down to AS205, to its simplest ratio. Covalent, we do not do that with, okay? All right, for the first element, we are going to write, so number one, we're going to write the element name out fully, okay? If there is more than one of them, then use a number prefix. And I'll give you the number prefixes in just a minute, okay? Number two, always I'm having trouble here, guys. Start with a prefix for second element and end in "ide." Okay? So what are your number prefixes? I'm going to give those to you here. Okay? Number one is going to be, I wonder if I can make this bigger for you guys. Let me see. Better? Okay. Okay. Number one is mono. Number two is di. Three is tri. Four is tetra. Have you ever played Tetris? Yes. Okay. Tetris has 4 blocks together, and you have to try to fill it in, but it's always 4 blocks that cascade down from the top. They could be long, they could be this way, they could be a block like 2 and 2 stacked. It could be 1 and 3 down, but it's always 4 blocks because tetra means 4. Okay? 5 is penta, like pentagon or pentagonal. Okay. 6 is hexa. This one's a little harder. But X is in the word hexa, and it's also in the word 6. So that's how you remember that this goes with 6. And 7, come on. 7 is hepta. 8, like octopus, is octa. 9, you spell 9 N-I-N-E. This is nona, N-O-N-A. So it's almost like 9, you just change the vowels out. 10 years is a decade. 10 is deca. And then there's ones for 11 and 12, but we don't worry about those. Okay? If you remind me when you take your quiz, I will put this on the board for you. If you don't remind me, I probably won't remember. But I'm sure somebody in here will. Whoopee! Right? Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's try some naming here. So rule number 1, if there's more than one, we need a prefix. So we need to pull out the prefix for this guy. The prefix for 4 is tetra. So this is tetra arsenic. Deca oxide. Always change the ending to "ide."
Oh yeah, with the tetra, since tetra ends with an A, and since arsenic starts with an A, you just
I'm gonna eliminate one of the A's.
yeah.
And honestly, if you doubled up that A, I wouldn't mark you wrong. I'm just happy to see that you know how this naming structure works. Does that make sense? So yeah, I will. I'm not gonna be mean about it. Okay. If you end this in an "ite," I'm gonna mark it wrong. Okay. So, but what I'm looking for is, did you use a prefix here if there's more than one? Did you keep this name as normal as possible? Do you always have a prefix here and you end this in "ide"? So that's what I'm looking for. Okay? So the next one, we only have one of these. So we're not going to use a prefix here. It's just going to be bromine. And this is bromine. We've got 3 oxygens, so it's trioxide.
Question then, what is the mono for?
The mono is we're gonna pull that out right here.
Oh, it's for the end.
Yep, we're gonna use it for right here. So this one, there's only one of these. So I've got boron here. I've only got 1 nitrogen, and I always have to have a prefix for this. So this is mono nitride. Make sense? I think these are easy compared to what you've been through personally. If you know the prefixes, they just kind of slide right out. Okay. This is going to be what? What are we going to call this guy?
Dinitrogen.
Dinitrogen. Okay, that's the first part. Trioxide. Good job.
And then we continue like this for the rest of the.
Yep, you can if you want. Yep. Do you get the idea though?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then let's skip down to the bottom here and go and write some formulas. Can you just turn right around and give it to him right here? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so let's see if we can write some formulas here. What would the formula be for this guy? There's no prefix in front here, so how many do we have?
1.
1. So this is our chlorine, and then we have 1 oxygen. There's your formula. What about the next one?
F2.
Yep. So there wasn't a prefix here, so we only have 1 of these. The prefix is 2, so we're going to take fluorine and make 2. All right, let's skip over here to 15. What is this guy going to be?
We don't have 15.
All right, well, tell me what this guy is going to be.
Arsenic 3.
Arsenic 4.
4. Tetra is 4.
Oh, yeah, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then oxygen 10.
10. Yep. So you get the idea how to do these?
Yes.
Okay. All right, that's all there is to this one.
Okay. Is there anything else?
Nope, that's as hard as covalent naming is. So now we're going to do our quiz. You'll do a mixed review, and then tomorrow you're doing a quiz on the whole shebang.